And welcome to Paranormal XL Podcast. Gigi here and
Mama Mary.
What? Yes, our 2-year anniversary. Like, what in the hell? 2 years. 2 strong years.
It's gone by fast.
Super fast. And we both had, like, awesome shit going on during the 2 years.
Well, that's because we're awesome.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. So that's the end of the show. No, just kidding. No, we kind of thought it'd be fun to go through some of the not sneak peeks, but going back through bits of some of the older episodes.
The best of the best.
Oh, man, yes, sky raisins, like, some of the stuff we've lost on the way, but, oh, man.
Boo hag.
I was listening to some of the old ones at work the other day, and so I'm sitting there thinking that I forget that I have headphones in. So, like, whether it's music or podcasts I'm listening to and I randomly start laughing or busting out singing Billie Jean, I think everybody else can hear me. They can't. And that's a shame. It's just a shame. So, you want to jump in? You got more to say?
No, let's do it.
I'm like, ah. So, okay, let's jump into, like, episode 1 for a second. I'm gonna...
Then other spirits come out. That's why sometimes when we want to communicate with spirit that's just crossed over, we can't. They're not ready yet. They have to learn that life lesson because that's why we're here, to learn life lessons. And then they progress.
Oh, the sound quality. See, that's where I go now, is the sound quality of everything.
When you have an earth-thought energy, they turned away from the light. Whether they didn't know it was...
You're really smart.
And
this was 2 years ago.
I know, right? How much I know now.
Exactly.
You know, we can cross over. If you have more of a negative spirit, you want somebody who's more experienced. You don't want to just try it yourself.
Right.
There's different
That's what
levels.
she said.
Oh!
I
would like to think we've gotten funnier.
They turn away.
Of course.
And sometimes
Isn't it better funnier looking?
I think everything combined.
That projection screen of
I can understand
seeing
that.
their life.
Because nobody wants to
Projection
see
screen.
their own faults. I don't. Nobody likes to be told that they were wrong or they did something
Okay,
wrong.
I'm gonna pause that for a second because I'm picturing us and our faces getting all serious. Because I remember at the this is episode 1, okay? So, like, the introduction of us, and we're like, business. Like, there's no party anywhere. It's just all business. I kind of want to see how we brought in the show. Rewind that a little bit. That's going to be funny.
Hope. At least on a
Oh, that ain't it.
I'm a very indecisive person. Thank
am.
you for joining us on Paranormal XL. This is our first episode, so we will just go over some basics.
Okay, so it went to Welcome to Paranormal XL to Welcome to Paranormal XL Podcast. That's a pretty big jump.
Well, you got more excited as we went. So, like...
That is what she said, too. Yeah, it's superstitions. That was a fun one. They're all fun.
Thank you for joining Paranormal XL for another episode. I am your host, Gigi, and with me until the end is Mary of Spiritual Voices.
You weren't even Mama Mary yet.
No.
It was great.
I
How about
progressed.
you? It was long.
It was
long. New podcast stuff.
That's always fun.
Yes, I am excited to see where this podcast is going to take us. So
It
this
took us
week
here.
is going to take us to superstitions, and where they
That's
started.
a hard word for me.
The edit. So let's talk paranormal.
Did you hear? I'm gonna have to edit. Let's talk paranormal.
Paranormal.
Well, I'm not...
That's paranormally talk.
I think my favorite thing, especially when I was doing my research, is the horseshoe. And I have a horseshoe.
The horse shit.
Door.
So true. Because now I have horseshoes everywhere.
I really do.
You do.
Really sure
I
why,
do.
But when I started researching,
I
I found
remember
it
this one.
fascinating because it went back to a story about a blacksmith, and his name was Dustin. And then one day, he came in, wanted a pair of he wanted to be shooed with a pair of
Can I smoke
horseshoes.
this?
And he thought that was well, in this legend, it ended up
That
being the
sounds
devil.
horrible.
And so what he did
Yes,
was
you
he
can.
put on
I'm open-minded.
that
It's a cigarette. You would think I was smoking something else.
and then he made a deal with the devil that he would take them on, and then that blacksmith and that he would
I'm randomly fast forwarding because we can't sit here and listen to the 2 years worth. I mean, we could, but
and that's
We should probably do that one night.
They've always revered the trees, and they always...
Okay, one of these episodes, it was either episode 2, which we're on, or episode 3, where I ended up going through like 3 pairs of headphones because I thought it was my headphones. When I hit record, I think, like stereo record, so I only did like the left side. So I'm thinking all my headphones are broken. Before Sean was like, babe, you hit the wrong thing when you hit record. But see, it's been a learning experience, but I'll never forget that one because I spent $3 on $3 on headphones from the dollar store. But yeah. Oh man. 2 years, I still can't work electronics.
So create this circle out of it, a spider web. That was her portal. And so if you hung that beside your... And she would protect them. From bad dreams and demons, because like the Native Americans believed that if you fell sick or your child fell sick, that was because there was spirit around that was harming it. Okay. They were causing that, not just disease or just sickness. And spirit causing pain. And so
I feel like I'm relearning things right now. The way that we're looking at each other, we're like, oh.
Hung them by the fence, and she would come through that portal.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Let's go to... Ooh, they're all just so good.
Gloria's birthday today, so happy birthday, Mama. Thank you.
Wow, April 19th.
Would have been my grandfather's birthday.
This was the day after Lori and Warren passed away.
Oh, yeah. Yup, I remember that. Holy shit.
See?
Wow.
It was really good. Long, but really good overall.
Always long.
It's always
You're always...
long.
I was watching
Like
my
long.
astrology during the
Really,
week.
really long.
Yeah, how the week's going to be. So it's a good thing I did because it could have really been a rough week if I hadn't, but I kept a positive attitude. So overall, it was a really good week.
Yeah, fuck them bitches.
Yeah.
It was.
Fuck them kids.
So, are we ready to talk paranormal?
Oh, yes.
All right, so
like
this
talking
week
to
is a scary
paranormal.
I
bedtime.
was like, so do you want to talk paranormal?
We could all learn about
This is when I, like, read everything on script. Like, I was so nervous to...
let's get started with the definition of
And then there's, like, you're like, yeah,
what I found. The
yeah,
definition.
angels and
I
shit.
just think of scary stories that
Archangels.
happen.
Bastards.
But,
Boom.
Wikipedia says, an urban
Wikipedia.
legend, urban myth,
The
urban
wiki.
tale, or contemporary legend is a modern
Wiki,
genre
wiki.
of folklore.
Folklore.
So that when parents are coming to visit the
Folklore.
graves, the children had a place to play. But the graveyard
Okay.
was like anciently
Okay.
golden.
Stop for a second. Oh, what? Oh, phew. Hold on, because I know. Oh, I know. Wait, where? Okay. Oh, the Salem Witch Trials one.
Oh. I'd like to go to New Orleans, too.
New Orleans, yeah. That's his hot spot lately for people.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, because I follow everybody. So we going?
No, I've been having a strong desire to go to New Orleans.
History there. I'd love to go check that out. Let's go. Them Biden dollars coming.
$9. BD.
I got me the BD.
Better than VD.
Or our link back to the Salem Witch Trials with the thing as a whole, the whole witch hunt during that time. It was very, very sad.
Well, I'm looking forward to go to the Proctor house because Elizabeth Proctor was very big in the witch trials, but she was a Bassett until she married a Proctor.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, bitches.
So,
Yeah.
It's a huge tie, not only in the family history, but in past life history.
I'm gonna pick this up, so don't worry.
It feels like going out there to find a piece of yourself that's always been missing, like a full cycle.
Yes.
So
Well,
see,
fuck, I don't think we
when I
should
get to
listen
go
to
out
this
there.
one, because we're going to be like, all right, hook up the gypsy wagon, we's heading out.
Oh, it takes 13 hours to
They're
get
gonna
there.
chase us out with pitchforks.
oh shit, they're back.
Oh, shit.
What are we gonna do now?
Oh no! I know my headstone's out there.
I'm gonna have to find it.
Yes, I'll send
I
you the link
seen
where I
it.
found it or whatever and see if you
Mary
can find
Saint
the
it.
picture it's at.
A little birdie showed me, actually.
Aw, I'm like, aw.
Yeah, so the bird landed in front of me. I'm like, okay, show me where her grave is. And then it flew, ended, and it walked over. I'm like, oh,
Oh, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, kind sir. It's
So the
Oh,
one,
I
Buffering.
remember. Sorry, I read that months ago. Actually, when I was
yeah,
doing nothing
and
and
he's
just
connected
researching.
to one of the most haunted places.
He they were hoping that they would get a confession out of him, so they kept pressing and pressing and
this
pressing.
is when it got all
And I do
depressing.
believe he made a statement right before he had died that, like, I will not admit to something that I am not
Guilty of.
Yes.
I'm finishing your sentence.
Well, yeah, why
Guilty
wouldn't we? Sit back.
It's my side of the family did a family lineage, and on like the Miller
There's
side,
a reason I know that, but
the John Proctor's in their family.
I'm like, are we?
How good is that, right?
It's awesome. It's awesome.
I remember that.
He's strongly connected
I remember.
to the family.
That's absolutely his is so sad. I mean, they're all super duper sad, but he went down and not giving them what he wanted. He went down with a
Super
fight.
duper.
Okay, so I remember these serious episodes, and we would get like into like these serious conversations.
Well, it meant a lot to us.
It did. I just love us so much. I just do. And go. Like the ads coming.
Early death of his father and being spirited across the Atlantic at age 11 to become the 17th century war hero during both the King Philip's War and King William's War.
Wait, what did I? Oh!
Lynn, Essex County, Massachusetts.
Hometown heroes. That was something I laughed about.
Spirited.
Hey, I said it with confidence.
That's right.
I did, because I don't think I knew what I was reading. Well, I knew what I was reading because I wrote it, but I was like so focused on reading.
But I'm ready. I told him, put me in, coach. Because after driving in Salem, it's literally bad
Coach.
shit.
I'm ready to play
Like in Michigan.
today.
So you didn't take
Like
your
that
broom
sound.
with you. You could have just flew right over. Okay,
I should have.
just make sure. Yeah.
Like, like where in Michigan, you're getting on the expressways, they tell you to speed up and go as fast as you can.
Let's talk about the traffic.
That's
We're talking
you
about it.
literally are just going to stop and wait for traffic to stop and let you in. And it's funny because when you're on that freeway, it's like 5-lane traffic, and everybody's going at like 50 and 60 miles per hour. Then all of a sudden, everybody hits their brakes because they're letting somebody in on an off ramp.
What the hell? Not everybody's got to stop. We merge. They don't know what merging
Dad
is
was
in the
freaking out.
bags.
What the hell's going on? Okay, pull over.
That is
I
You're
got
not allowed to
this.
drive
I
all
now
weekend.
refer to Massachusetts. I said it as Mass, the Mass. It's easier for me to
Shit.
say. So.
Makes sense. No, but it's amazing with
Oh
so
my
much
gosh.
history, and they do so well at documenting their history.
Yes.
So well. Like it was just
Yes.
fascinating. And every time you went to a museum, there was just no way you weren't going to walk out of there with the full story, full history. It was just amazing.
That is. I feel so jealous. Shoot, I was gonna say something. History. Oh, when we plan our trip, I really, really, really.
What do you
wanna go
really,
out
really
for
want to do?
June 10th.
Okay.
Because that's when the first prosecutions took place.
That makes sense.
all right.
So my top dad would be like, "Hey, we got a surprise for you for your
Maybe
birthday."
I was smarter back then.
No, when we got back, I told him, I said, did you
No, we were
know
gonna go out and
that
COVID hit.
airplane tickets
Yep.
to Salem for a round trip are only $180
They went way below that.
for an hour.
It's just funny, I was already checking out plane tickets when I got back.
So,
Well, hell yeah.
Just planning for next time.
wasn't that drive long? Think about it. You could be there in like 3 hours.
Well, we're supposed to go out
More time.
for Salem Con this year because Courtney got us a spot out there, but they
Uh-huh.
canceled it again. So, year 2, and I just still don't get to go. It's just not the right timing.
No.
I'm just trying to
No, we'd rather go
accept
out there
it.
when everything's open anyway.
Yes. Yeah, because I don't
We
want
can
somebody to be
actually
like,
experience it.
yeah, be like, no, you can't go in there. Or do you have 8 face mask on? Fuck no. Excuse me, I will edit that out. In the silence, too. Come the frig on. This is the one that usually works really good.
Because she said for sure bring your equipment because when they go on the tours, they do allow you to take your equipment with
Oh,
you.
that's
And if we're
awesome.
getting a private
Nice.
tour, better.
That would be great. Yeah. I did not want to leave, but I was able to have enough time there to go and see and do everything. The only thing I think, we didn't go to the House of the Seven Gables, and we didn't go to the Essex and Peabody Museum.
Oh, okay.
Damn it!
Two things
I
I
was
figured
trying to
I'd
say
save
sex
some
without
stuff.
saying
Sex.
sex.
That's the thing.
Otherwise it's loud, so. Well, no, that's awesome. Yeah, you do have to save some stuff. Did you go to Gallows Hill?
Blah.
Yes.
No, you sent me whatever, I just ignored everything you told me the whole time you were gone.
No, that place was
At least I was honest.
You wouldn't even really know it's there. It's literally...
I'm honest to a fault.
That's what Mike was saying. Then also Courtney, that we will be hearing from an interview that I had with her when we were out there. She said the same thing.
Fuck that guy.
Recently found the exact location and stuff.
I can say that, though.
Through like a...
All right, I'm going to surprise you with one. How about that?
All right.
How about that? This probably shouldn't have been one of our favoriteest ones, but it was. I'm just not even gonna lie about it. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at all the ones I don't have downloaded. Oh, so scary. It's my jam. I should have been a little more prepared. We've been wanting to do this one for...
Special. Oh yeah. But 3 hours later, now we're just starting. We wanted today to actually be like
a nice smooth day.
Yeah. And it so hasn't been. It's because one of the silly planets is in Gatorade. So
Mercury.
Yeah.
Mercury.
It flat tire.
Yeah.
Dad's brake lines, 2 microphones, a computer that didn't want to link up. And we're not even halfway done through the day, so I'm a little nervous about even driving all the way home.
I'm exhausted.
I know, this is,
Yeah.
Yeah, yay us. It's crazy insane around here. But you know what? We're going to make the best of it.
We're going to try.
And,
What we do.
I tried to kick
of
that
course,
tire
I'm
out too after
Gigi, your
looking at it,
host,
but it still wouldn't go.
who's with me always.
So she did the man thing, and she just looked at it, and it fell off.
So this week we are going to be talking about none other than the infamous Jack the Ripper. Whoever he or she is. But I'm going to keep my theories to part 2 because we got a part 1 and a part 2.
Right there is when we decided that we were a big deal.
It's a great story, but a great mystery. Because they're still investigating it.
Now,
Yes.
Yeah.
with that, I think they figured out who it was.
Ooh, who else?
I don't know. But I've heard that they've named somebody. I'm being bad at this game because I'm not prepared. But anyway, we'll keep going.
They're still investigating it today, aren't they?
Yes.
Was the uterus part in the first one? Or...
They keep adding it. I think it was 3 to 4 suspects a year, even now.
Wow.
I think it was last year, the year before, it was like up to 170 suspects, but it's just one of those unsolved mysteries that people want to get to the bottom of, but there's so many theories, so it's pretty much all hearsay. The stories that we do get, and the urban legends is what it's turning into.
Oh, yeah, pretty much, because that's all you have now.
Yeah. So, this will be a 2-parter.
Sarah, you already said that.
We all know that there's just too much to cover. And in part 1, we'll go over what we do know and about the victims. In part 2, we'll go over the theories, suspects, and what we think happened back in 1888. So, let's get started. There is 11 murders that have somehow been linked to Jack the Ripper, but the conical 5 are the ones they say...
It's not like I just said comical.
Because of the types of the similarities, even though the other ones that aren't in the conical 5 are...
Did I mean to say Chronicle 5?
If that makes any sense. They say, well, not everybody, because there is a guy out there with a theory that thinks that one guy killed 3, and then other murderers killed the other as a copycat.
Yeah.
Like I said, but theories, we can go on all day about theories. That's going to be in part 2.
Yeah.
So we'll stick to what we do know here.
We are sticking to business.
Works. So what we do know.
You're like, okay, yes, okay, Gigi, God.
Those are the dates for the conical 5.
I hears you.
What they call those 5 victims. Those are just the dates through that. So between August 31st and November 5th, 5 what? Okay, so between August 31st and November 9th, 5 women were brutally murdered.
How are we laughing? We're laughing. We're like, 5 women were brutally murdered on News 8 at 10 o'clock. We're like,
that was actually recorded as
Stay
the
tuned.
first
In
crime
20
scene
minutes,
photo.
we'll have more.
Really?
wait, there's more.
You looked at them?
Well,
What's this weekend's
a
weather?
little bit. You would think.
We'll tell you at
Shitty.
4:35.
I would have thought of that sooner, though.
It wasn't. They did take deceased pictures. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Of people, but this is actually
You're like,
somebody
what?
was there during the crime before they cleaned her up. It's a horrible.
Okay. That was such a fun one, and it shouldn't have been fun, but it was fun. We made it fun. Made it fun for us, anyway. I don't know if anybody else thinks it's that fun. The Bigfoot one, that was fun. Big fur. I'm leaving that in there. I'm fucking leaving that in there. Let's discuss the 2-year anniversary live stream show, if I can remember things correctly.
Yeah.
So it's going to be me and Mama Mary, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a live stream. It'll be live streamed on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, I do believe. I might do Instagram. I'm still trying to figure out Instagram.
That's a mouthful.
That's what she said. Oh, zing. And, oh, here she comes. Yeah, you don't want to miss out on that because we got 6 teams that are going to be on. We're going to do a paranormal game show type thing.
That's going to be so cool.
It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. And then the winner gets a grand prize. It's like a paranormalxl investigations kit. There's it has a full spec cam in it with the IR lights, a grid pen, and a few other things will be added. But what's awesome about that is one lucky viewer will also win the same identical thing. So what you have to do is when you jump on to watch, send us a message. Whether it's hey or whatever you want to put on there, that way we can get your name in the drawing for it. Because of our sponsors have given us items to raffle off throughout the night too. So about every half hour, a viewer will win something else as well. So yeah, there's a lot of different giveaways. It's just going to be a lot of fun. Us hanging out with some of the people that we've met through the past 2 years. So, and you'll get to see our faces instead of just hearing our voices.
You're so lucky.
Lucky. That should be prize enough.
Lucky bastards.
And what about oh, maybe we'll get Mama Mary to say you do this.
Murderous.
You do this. And we're back.
By the name of Thomas Boyer to go collect her rent. And she didn't answer. He thought maybe she was just drunk, sleeping off, because that was a big thing back then. You drank to survive in the East Town. But, like, that's what you did.
We must live in the East
You went
Town.
and looked at the
East
window
Side.
or in
East
the windows and noticed her mutilated body
White
as what
girl
you saw in the
saying,
picture.
"East Side."
Yeah.
Listening to true crime shit that we recorded.
Insides torn out, knocked over shoulders, and missing uteruses. Like, some of them had other body parts cut off, like the tip of their nose and the ear.
But when do you say
the
uterus?
liver, half a liver was sent to somebody. That's in one of the letters that was sent, which lined up with the half a liver that one of the other gals
You're
was
back there
missing.
throwing up.
Yeah, but what was continuously the same within these is he took the uterus.
That is interesting.
What I didn't get the chance to look up
You can
the
hear it in
spiritual
my
meaning
voice.
of
I'm like,
uterus,
oh,
but
don't
since
say
we're a
it.
paranormal thing, maybe we should look that up. Now, I know you were talking about the New
Uterus.
York victim
Ow.
that is said to be linked. But that was Carrie
Interesting.
Brown. She was very much an alcoholic.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And she would. They called her something Shakespeare, young Shakespeare, something. Because she'd get drunk and then she would just recite Shakespeare. She was living her best life, is what she was doing in New York City. But she was killed or found April 24th in 1891, and that's when they say that those murders, those types of murders, I'll say, stopped. So there is no, I mean, that would have been the only one here in the States that was related back to him, but it could be. Or could
Interesting.
not be. It just.
What an interesting podcast.
Just wow. But the Conical Five,
Wow.
they were the five in that shortest span. Because
Wow.
it went to August 31st to November 9th. So we got August, September, October.
Pretty sure we probably had like
Not even
2
August,
bottles of wine in at this
September,
point.
November. So about 2 months and a week.
I'm like 2 months and 3 hours.
Which
Uterus.
just crazy. So the letters that we're talking about, because Okay, newspapers were big back then. That's how everybody knew what was going on in the world.
I'm like, okay.
The letters.
Who listens to
saying
this
that,
crap?
uh,
I'm kidding. You guys need to listen to this
just
crap.
because, they
It's
were
good shit.
Yes.
suffocated first.
I'm like, they were
And
suffocated.
it was not the thrill
Yeah.
to kill. He didn't torture.
Interesting.
He tortured them, but it was afterwards.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
he wasn't doing it to cause them pain.
No, it was something on him.
Because looking up the spiritual meaning.
Maybe
of,
re-listening, we're gonna
the
solve it
historic
ourselves.
meanings is essential. That's kind
That's
of
what he was doing.
What he's doing, and it involves an awakening. It's considered a spiritual awakening in some
Hysterectomy.
shape or form. I'm not even sure why. That's just what it says. That
Hysterectomy of the uterus.
freeing their souls
Hysterectomy.
because the womb's considered sacred.
Yes, it
So-
is.
Oh yeah, we are.
So what did
Get
was
up
he
in
trying
that
to take
womb.
from them? Which should be the most sacred part of their body, but they didn't appreciate it. And so in his mind's eye, symbolically, he was taking what was most sacred.
Uteruses. You're like, or
And I know it sounds
Or he
weird,
was just a
but
sick
it's
fuck.
the spiritual
That too.
thing where when they did a kill, they believed that they took the deer of the heart and they
I like bring Native Americans
made
into
their
this.
heart stronger.
you do a lot.
I do.
Now,
I'm having like a
because
panic
it was
attack.
written-
I think,
writing on
I think it's because I got Desi's coat on,
about
squeezing me
Jews
to
when
death.
we're, next to one of the bodies.
Well, I'm just waiting for the uterus part.
But that's speculation with it.
I said
It's not
speculation.
myself because again, all my theories make sense to me because well,
You have theories.
all your own theories are gonna make sense to you, but they're also way different too.
Well, maybe one of them's true.
I think so, but it doesn't even matter now because clearly he's gone. Or is he a vampire?
If people
Or
get
is he?
reincarnated,
Forever.
I'm like, he's a vampire. Like, he's getting reincarnated. We're having like,
He didn't have a soul. Maybe
We're all
he
over the
was just a
place.
straight up demon.
straight up demon
It's just the
Demon.
on the level they're at.
from the west side.
Black soul. Or white soul.
Black soul.
I
Sometimes
have a
you,
gray.
sometimes you got a gray soul.
I said I'm gray, so I'm not really gray. My hair is gray, going gray. I'm not gonna let it get that far though. And gotta lie. So after all the fixing of it, this is not gonna be very long at all. But
Oh, but it was. Oh,
shit to do
52
today.
minutes.
Yeah, I changed half a tire.
She did, and then she kicked it, and then
kicked it?
then we looked at it, and then she kicked it.
I did.
And I said I did. And
yeah.
looked at it just like he does.
That's when you had those cool pants on, and I went and got me and Destiny those same cool pants.
It was. It was.
I still have those.
And then my wife,
I wear them to work.
Man, I cannot believe it. Because I woke up at like 5:30 this morning. I'm like, yeah, we're going to get some shit done. Sat, wrote up the rest of my notes and
My
everything.
notes. Throwing up my notes.
Me and Desi, we had it over early, actually. We got here about 8:30. We were just kind of hanging
I
out.
was leaving the house at 8:30. I was like, I'm on time. And I stopped to get some wine.
Yeah, she's going to be real. Like,
Check.
Shit rolling.
She just scared
I
me.
was a baller.
Ballin'. And then we get to the shop. Or
Call
the
myself a
recording
baller.
Yeah.
And
Ballin'.
No, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
And then I pull out the backup mic, which we're using, and which is old trusty. I love her. She's a good microphone.
It sounds good, really.
Maybe it's her doing it. I'm assuming it's her. I think it's her doing it. She doesn't want us to use the new mics that we got.
He's like, pick up your tits.
Let's go, bitches.
Falling out.
Pick up your uteruses.
Baller.
The guts of our microphones. That is so wrong.
That's gross.
We are so wrong for even saying. Okay, I'm so wrong for even saying that. Anyhow, then. So.
Anyhow, then.
That's gonna be it for part one. Part two is gonna be.
Much better.
It will be. We just have a lot. As always, we got a lot of stuff going on, but we're gonna make time to make part two excellent. So please come back and listen. So that is it for part one. Next week we'll pick up on part two. We will dig into the theories and the suspects. We'll touch back more on the victims as well. Maybe hit back on some of the other ones, not the Conical Five, but see where we think that they could fit in. Like Link says, what was the same and what was different, and also we'll get into what we
Come on.
happened, which means that did happen.
Are you sure it's not part two?
Just kidding. And we'll go over
thought
some
it was on part
paranormal
one.
events that are said to be related.
I mean,
to
we
death
said
or murder
uterus.
Because, well, there's paranormal in here crap. I need to get back to ghosts and things.
That's what I was trying to do to crime myself.
It is. There's always a leak there somewhere. Yes, some shit for sure. Also remember, don't yuck someone else's yum
Ever.
Also, give us a review on whatever app you listen to us on.
Yeah.
Just because that's like pretty awesome, and even you can leave comments and stuff, on iTunes.
Why don't I ever just shut the fuck up? I just keep going.
Give us a review.
I'm like, just really like us. Please like me.
Just like me. Because don't base it on this episode or the first three. I would say. And check us out on Facebook. Give us a review on Facebook as well. Yeah, let's get those reviews up. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Reviews.
Yeah, team.
So until next week, don't be a streetwalker. That's probably not.
That is the most bestest advice I could ever give.
Yeah,
don't be a
watch
ripper.
out for the reaper. All right, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Don't be a reaper.
Oh my god. I just peed a little. That was great. Sorry, I mean, not the peeing part, but.
That's funny too.
Wait, I don't know what's happening. That's not. I don't know where that music came from. I'm sorry, I'm keeping you out here.
You're all right.
Nobody got time for the intro music. This is funny.
It is funny.
I don't want to use such bad language.
We have progressed. Spitting all over. Yeah, except I think it was about this episode that I said started to have to put us in the explicit part. Because I got to check that box now.
Category now. So this will give me an excuse to use the F word all the time. I do not that for anything.
It does make you feel better sometimes.
It does.
Sometimes that's the only word that can just
Get the point across.
Yeah. Just any emotion you can put into the F word. You can even put the love emotion into the F word. Because I'm going to tell you,
Love
times where I felt pretty good during some Anyway, we're talking about something that is totally shouldn't be. Anyhow, so Mary Kelly, yeah, she was the youngest of the victim as well. It feels good because I've been exhausted this week.
Shut up, Sarah.
At the end of this. Anyway, so we're only at George Chapman. Okay, then there's Thomas Cutbush. I'm sure there's an easier way to say that.
Bush.
No pun intended. No, all the pun intended.
It was.
It was so funny.
It was funny.
Punny.
I'm like, it's funny.
So the Sun newspaper named him Jack the Ripper. But again, that's the same newspaper that got all the letters.
Oh, there's a gentleman, Richard Wallace. He wrote
You got all serious.
Jack the Ripper, Lighthearted Friend. He seemed to think that it was Lewis Carroll, and in his books, he left hints as to how he did it.
It sounded like I said tense,
like a
not
nursery
hints.
Alice, the version of Alice in Wonderland for kids, back then. And so
All these
the
little
story
tents
goes,
all
so
over.
she wandered away through the wood carrying the ugly little thing with her, and a great job it was to keep a hold of it. It wriggled about so, but at last she found out what the proper way, the proper way was to keep tight hold of itself, foot and its right ear. And then she wriggled about so, but as last Dodgson, Bane found a way to keep a hold of the fat little whore. I got a tight hold of her and slit her throat, left ear and ear. It was tough, wet, disgusting too, so weary of it, they threw it up. Jack the Ripper. So basically, he combines.
Basically.
And what Jack the Ripper wrote, it says there's connections.
So weird.
So that was his theory.
I have a dirty mind, so it just
Well,
comes out
the thing is that we listen to it different than other people because it was us.
I love that story.
I'm like, that's just stupid. Was I flipping tables? Throw it out.
That is weird.
Then there's another theory, Mary Jane Kelly. She's the last victim. But there's one person that claims that the 4 murders before her was just an elaborate
I bet you say uterus in here, in these ones.
so.
They say that
So I
she was
remember
killed
being
by
at your
her
house when
husband,
we talked
Dr.
about the uteruses.
Weston Davis, and that
What else are we gonna talk about at my house?
kill her, So he killed the first 4 women first, so that when he killed her, he wouldn't get in trouble for it. So nobody would suspect him.
That's silly.
Crazy too. Like, okay, so you're just gonna go out and kill people?
That's
to
just
cover-
ridiculous.
I think that's silly.
That's a lot of work.
Why risk getting caught? Because you could have easily gotten caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, idiots.
Well, we talk about the James Maybrick in his journal. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go potty. It's gonna be Mama Mary on the mic.
Call
Because
in.
that's what he said. Stop that.
But James Maybrick,
I'm
they
so
said that
embarrassed. I'm
that
so
he had
embarrassed
many
right now.
murders over in the
I
United
just keep
States
talking.
because he
And
was
you're
a
like-
cotton merchant, so he would travel back and forth. And
Just carry it on.
so they have theories that he was also over in Chicago as a serial killer. And that's
Oh.
where that
Oh.
journal, I believe, came from, was from his, down the line relative of Jeff Mudgett. There's another
Yeah, Mudgett.
story where of Mary Jane Kelly and somebody who was a witness said that they witnessed something different, where they came up with a theory that it was a female serial killer, that it was Jill the Ripper versus Jack the Ripper.
Ooh.
Because
Jack and
they
Jill.
claimed to have seen Kelly around 8:30 on Friday, November 8th. The only problem was the coroner said that Kelly had died around 4 a.m. that day. So there was a witness that said that she saw a woman that was wearing Kelly's clothing hours after she was murdered. The lead investigator on the case wondered if perhaps the killer was a woman who had stolen and wore her clothing as a disguise. It was, from this point on.
God damn
for a
it,
little-
Mary. Shut
Yes,
up.
see, I don't know.
Well, no, we're trying to get to like the one part.
That we do now for
Unless you do
obvious
like
reasons, but
the genetic DNA, maybe, where
But if you're
family members are.
You dropped the
descendants.
DNA
Exactly.
words, and it was all over them.
I was saying he had a brother, and it was his brother.
Mhm.
It was his brother.
Yeah. Well, just like the story with
You got your
23andMe,
father.
because they initially do that, where my aunt's long lost son contacted my mom because
Oh, I remember
the
that.
DNA thing.
Well, I
said
hope
my
so.
mom was
Yeah.
his mom. And that it was a big funny story. My brother's like.
What's a funny story?
He was sure that maybe my dad had an affair, or my mom had an affair. Cause it
He's
just
all
ended up
excited.
being
That it was late.
my aunt, when she was very young, had a baby, and they gave the baby up
Yeah.
for adoption.
That wasn't uncommon.
And he looked for his mom. But when he did the 23andMe, my brother had done it also, and it showed them as brothers versus. So he was sure that either
dun.
Oh
my
my gosh,
dad
yeah.
had or my mom. She's like, trust me. No.
Nah.
I would have loved to be part of that conversation.
Did come forward and say, I'm not.
Well, they eventually figured it out. They always knew that she did, and that she had given a baby up for adoption. But
Are they connected now?
yes, yeah.
They connected?
That's how it all came apart. And my mom felt bad because he had sent her Christmas cards, but she ignored them.
I don't mean to fast forward, but
So
But that's his aunt.
we're like hogging up this episode.
For 100 years. That would just make sense.
Uterus.
Yeah, the amount of theories that can go into this is we ended up being a couple. I think it was just the man.
Sarah.
yeah, I agree.
Gigi.
A woman played some part in it. She may not have got her hands dirty.
Yeah.
It was a hundred, and that's why
She was
some
murdered.
things were so sloppy.
Maybe.
And some of them were kind of different. Essentially, it got to the uterus or the insides, but how they did it sometimes was different.
We're like waiting. We're all
You know, 'cause
excited.
They did lay the insides on a few of them over the shoulders and stuff like that. Maybe that was just to set it out of the way, but there also could have been some kind of significance to that. We'll never, ever, ever, ever know.
That's true.
That's the thing. And I don't know how many DNA tests you run, whatever. Yeah, the bottom line is that they were murdered.
Mm-hmm.
We will never know why, what the MO of the murderer or murderers were.
Man, no.
Fascinating, though.
All
Fascinating.
the what ifs. So there's just millions of what ifs.
Too many.
Yeah. So with that being said, because we could, like I said, keep going and going and going very easily and get into each of these people. And
Uterus.
there are over 100 more.
Area where they were
Yeah.
found. They say that they're there's a lot of activity there.
You see, that's why I wonder if they ever taken a medium psychic in there. To
I don't
try
know.
To find it wrong, because I am sell at rightme.com. Yeah. Even if you guys got some theories on there, I'd like to hear your theories.
I go on for another fucking 3 minutes.
I get my phones in, and whether I'm cleaning the house, I'm at work, I'm doing I'm multitasking. So if you guys can give us some feedback on that, it'd be great.
Yeah.
I understand wanting to watch things, but I don't know why
Oh.
I watch somebody talk.
That's when I went off on things. Okay, I didn't hear uterus in there.
I know.
Sorry. Oh, I meant this was a bad day. Let's listen. Let's take a little listen. It's nothing.
You gotta learn to let it go.
Yeah.
Now I remember it was anxiety we were talking about.
Yeah.
Now it came back.
Yeah.
Do you remember
well,
that
you
day?
were talking about how you're going to have a better outlook on your anxiety.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
You're going to call it something different.
funxiety.
That's right.
Anxiety.
But a lot of that did look at when I was having issues at work. I was essentially being bullied at work. And that sucks as an adult to even admit that.
See, now we're
I'm
like
not
this.
Just stand up
The
for
person that
yourself.
used to be
Okay,
like
and then-
that.
It's not that easy.
And then it's not like we're
You
gonna
were
get the attention
pissed that
together and
day. I
then we're
remember.
friends after detention because we're stuck
Because
on
we had a
the phone
whole
for an
episode.
hour.
I think
Some
we
people
both
like
like
the
actually had
conversation.
notes.
Some people
And
like
we vented
There are some
beforehand.
people who
And then we're like, you know what? No, we're going to do this.
Oh, yeah, that's
Argue
the
back.
worst. I'm talking about
Worst.
somebody stealing your energy. That's
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Because we were
that person, and I
So
ultimately
she's
feel
not
sorry
worse.
for that. I do have family that thinks I'm an okay. You won't catch me doing that anymore. These old girls end up saying, "And out for running." That's what I did. Every time I got upset for anything, I started running. And I could be like in the middle of cooking dinner, and I'm like, "Shut up."
You're like in your 30s.
I just kept running and running. One day I
Shit
just
happens.
stopped because my hips
Pay for
hurt.
it.
But what I'm saying is take that energy and do something with it that makes you feel good. If you're a painter, take that angry energy out. And
Painter?
paint your anger away.
Paint your anger.
Exactly.
You gotta find
Paint
some
your
place
anger
to
parties.
place that energy
Anger.
that somebody gave
Anger.
you that you didn't want.
I like
Yeah.
it.
I like it.
I like that. Nice.
Hard rock.
I don't, hard rock.
Interesting.
We'll do one more. Maybe. Go. Hurry. Oh, for crying out loud. It kind of scared me. Oh. In my brain, this episode was going to be like so awesome. I mean, it is awesome, but it was going to be more awesome.
Practitioners, they will charge $200-$300 per class.
Right.
For each class.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
And I still
And
have my
for
shirt.
me
I have one for
personally, I
sale
think
at the
that's
shop that says that.
Because it's literally God's gift to us. We all
Literally.
have that
Literally.
right.
It's literally
That just as
God's
much
gift.
as we had the right to breathe the air that we're sitting in.
Right.
So typically my
the
class
air that
will
we're
run
sitting in.
$60 for the first one, $80 for the second one, and $100 for the third one. Only
I love you
because
so much.
we
Passing
listen to
it.
them, teach you all the information, and give you the that part of
You
the
just
book.
didn't know
But
it.
you're paying. You're like, who's a DeWitt?
You're like, wait, what's happening? Turn the
Spiritual
mic
gas.
off real quick. Just
That's
email
my
at
spiritual gas.
paranormalxl.
We might have to coin that.
No, we'll make that happen. She's into all sorts of stuff. I'm just sitting back and trying to learn things and
Into witchy shit.
yes. Oh man, my brain's been going 100 miles an hour. Shit.
Witchy shit.
I just absolutely love it.
I do.
I do, however, I still. It's amazing how many people I've learned that. are-
What, Gigi?
Okay, let's take the word witch out of there. I like it because it's cliche.
When it was time for her master
Jay.
to pass away,
I'm like-
he remote. I don't know how to say it in the right way. Not really remote view.
Words.
She was sleeping in her bed. She woke up and he was standing at the foot of the bed. And he
Okay.
said, "I'm choosing to die right now, and I give the next stage to you." And if I remember correctly, he chose that was the moment he was going to die. Like he chose
he
to
left
have
his
his life
body.
force energy leave his body.
Okay, yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
fascinating. He's
It's
like,
fascinating.
because that's just energy. We're all energy.
Right.
So it makes sense that energy from our bodies could heal other people.
You just gotta be willing.
You have to have an open mind
Let
and
it
believe.
happen. Yeah.
And so it's continuing.
Anything. And I love giving things away, but I don't want to give them my energy if they're pissing me off.
I just don't want to. Do I have to? Okay. I'm like, okay. How fun. We will have to take a day one of these times and just kind of go through, like when we're not recording and laugh. Okay. If it comes in, it comes in.
Because it was an older tree, except for
That was a fun one because we were at Stryker Cemetery, one of our favorite places.
Oh.
where gravity was. No, it was.
You're like, no.
Just
No.
whatsoever. And
That was kind of creepy.
was. Everything about that place was.
Yeah.
I'm like, meh, 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 meh. So, anyhow, then, thank you for listening to
Us laugh at ourselves?
Yes. We might put a pin in this and come back to some of this because there are certain spots that we want to be able to explain ourselves as to why we said what we said.
Why do we sound like we're batshit crazy?
Yeah, well, because we are.
Yeah. That's why we're fun.
Yes. I'm like, yes. Yeah, see.
Mm.
So I want to say a huge thank you for giving us like an awesome 2 years, because if we didn't have you guys, we might still be recording ourselves just to hear ourselves. I don't know. But everything, it's went longer than I ever planned or hoped for, and it got bigger than anything I've ever planned or hoped for. So I'm like super, super excited and happy to see where the next 2 years takes us and all that. Your turn. Your turn. Speech.
No, it has been a lot of fun, and I think through the whole process, both grown and expanded in our quality and
You call me fat?
My ass is fat.
PHAT.
But no, like, spiritually and great word for it, we've really grown. Even if, being separate, we've still grown.
Oh, most definitely.
And it's sort of like that reading we had last year, COVID hit, that we were going to separate and do our own thing but come back together.
Right.
And
Always come back together.
That's where it was going to really hit big.
Right.
So I look forward to more. Right.
I do too.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, this was kind of, I don't know, for me, Paranormal XL, the podcast itself, like when I went out and I got this computer, got the mics, like it was something that I was scared to do.
Yeah,
like
but it was
so
fun.
scared. Yeah, and that's when we started out, and we both did. Like, okay, in my mind, I'm picturing like this straight line, and that's like me and you. We were just gonna do this podcast once a week, and that was just that, and blah blah blah. Well, no, it's turned into a whole lot of fun, and we've had our separate fun on the side too.
Yeah, we crashed out.
We stepped out on each other. But we've done other podcasts without each other. We did not. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. Yes. We'll always have that. But we've done the separate podcasts. We've done separate investigations. We hang out with different pair of people.
Mm-hmm.
But we come back. Well, you're my mom on many different levels. That's what I tell people. I was like, she's. Guess a level. She's my mom in all of them.
She's just on a different dimension.
It's just so much fun. So yeah, I'm excited to see where the next 2 years takes us. And also April 3rd, 7:30 p.m. That's when the live event will be. You do not want to miss that. Lots of giveaways. Paranormal XL podcast merch will be given away. And also you'll have more chances to win at the Parapsychon in Ohio, Mansfield, Ohio, May 22nd and 23rd at the Ohio State Reformatories. We're going to be there, and it's going to be, like, so freaking awesome. We are super excited. This is our first big event as the podcast together.
Actually being able to do it, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm super excited. We're both going to be offering readings, so that's exciting, too. The podcast. So if you are around or plan on going to that, stop at our booth. We want to record with you. Yeah. And then buy some merch and sign up for the free shit that we're going to be giving away because, well, that's just what we do. Anyway. And remember, stay kind, stay humble, and don't yuck someone else's yum.
Ever.